Hi guys, and welcome back to Leslie Through the Looking Glass. For those of you that are new here, hi, my name is Leslie. I'm so happy to have you here. For my returning viewers, as always, thank you so much for coming back to my channel and continuing to support my journey. Alright guys, we are back with another Mental Health Monday video. I just want to thank you guys again. The last two videos have gotten so much support and so many people reaching out and sharing their stories. I want you to know that my heart feels for everybody who reached out with their personal story, and for those who are just really supportive and sending me comments of like love and prayers. Those are so appreciated and so much of a lift on days that are rough. So I just really want to thank you guys again for that. That being said, I am still struggling. I don't know. There's no time frame on these things. I know you just kind of have to work through it and let your mind and body heal appropriately. I thought I was doing a little bit better, to be quite honest. I had therapy last week. I felt a lot more confident, and then I really wasn't where I thought I was. Last week, I saw a post at the end of the week on Instagram. I follow a couple anxiety-based Instagram pages. I will link the name of the one below that I'm going to be referring to. I don't want to say its name right now because I'm sure I will forget and mess up. I want to say it's like DLCanxiety, but I could be wrong. I'll put it down below. But they often have really great information and just like facts about anxiety or depression or mental health in general. And I saw a post that really just stuck with me at the end of last week. And I wrote down some notes so I didn't mess it up. But it was like how to tell that you're mentally exhausted and need a break. And it was easily irritated or losing patience much faster than normal. Anxiety or panic attacks, often without having a reason linked to them, which some people have those anyways. I have them often, but I almost always know what is causing them. Unmotivated, no interest in things that usually enjoy doing, stomach issues or acid reflux. You don't feel as close to people as you normally do, and you just kind of feel like detached in general, and can't sleep well, or it takes you a lot longer to fall asleep. And by the end of last week, most of those things were true for me. The only one I didn't really have was like the stomach issues and acid reflux. I didn't necessarily feel like I had those things going on until I took time to kind of like sit with my thoughts and put them together. I had been wanting to make healthier eating choices. I had been wanting to work out. I had all these things and I wasn't doing any of them. I just was kind of living in this like state of getting by, if you will. And by Wednesday, I realized I was doing it. Thursday, I saw that post and was like, okay, what do we do? You can't stay like this. I drove home Wednesday night, or maybe it was Thursday night, one of those nights from work, and I had that pit of that feeling in the pit of my stomach of doom, something terrible is happening. And I had no idea why I felt that way. Nothing was going on that usually triggers my anxiety. I didn't have any reason to feel that way. I was just really not in a good headspace. That being said, Friday I got up. I did makeup before I went to work. I started making a plan in my head of what I was going to do. I worked out yesterday for the first time in a while. I had started working out and had my small goal of 3 times a week, and I hurt my shoulder. It's still on and off hurting me. I have no idea why. I think I have scoliosis, so a lot of times I have issues with my back and my muscles get like out of whack really easily, and I have pulled muscles or like tightness and knots. And I think I did something with my muscles, and I have like a nerve that pinches on and off in the shoulder. But that was finally feeling better. So I worked out yesterday. I am going to do yoga when I get off of here. I'm really getting things back on track. I'm engaging with the people that I like to engage with. I really just kind of stepped back from everything. People I talk to on a daily basis, I was not talking to as much. And it's hard. I don't know why last week it was like that. Like, I had been steadily improving, and then last week just felt like a giant setback to me. And the part that bothers me is I didn't realize that until I was kind of deep into it. And I just think that it's important to be aware of yourself and your emotions and how you're feeling. And a lot of times when we're struggling or reaching for things, we just kind of go into autopilot, because I honestly don't know that many people knew I was struggling last week. But I started getting really bad headaches at the end of the week. And that's how I always know my anxiety is worse, is when I'm getting really bad headaches days in a row. And that's what brought it to my attention. And I guess I'm lucky that I have that physical marker in a way, because it like brings it to my front of my brain going, okay, why is this happening? What do we need to do to get back on track? And it really, in a way, is like helping me. So I do think that, that is a tool. I don't know if it's like a defense mechanism for my body, like sending a warning, or if it's just the anxiety in general. I don't know. But, this weekend I was very productive. I got my workout in. I made some healthier choices eating this weekend compared to what I normally do. So I just, all in all, feel like I really got a reset this weekend. And that feels good, especially because it was kind of busy. My husband kicked some major ass at our home projects this weekend. He did so much work getting the yard ready for spring and summer for Amelia, and he was just amazing. He's doing a big deck project and got all that stuff started. So, I did the stuff in the house. He worked on all of that. And so even as busy and hectic as our weekend was, just being aware and taking the time to do my workout, to put makeup on a couple days just to make myself feel more ready for the day, really helped my reset. So that was great. And I'm really going into this week much more positive than I ended last week. So that's, I don't have a ton. The only other thing is, I think it's hard when you're struggling with this stuff in general. And then you add on the miscarriage. I really just, I'm still struggling with it. Mentally and emotionally, I'm really struggling with where I go next, and how to completely move forward. And I know it takes time, and I'm not trying to rush it, but I also feel like I'm living in that state of limbo. And I think it's hard because as the woman going through this, physically you heal much quicker than mentally, but you still have this whole weight on you about the situation. And a lot of people are there initially and we're there for you, what do you need? And then after a week or so, then it's well, do we bring it up? Do we not bring it up? Do we talk about it? Do we not talk about it? And it just kind of fades away, which is understandable to some degree. But at the same time, it's just when you're still coping and struggling with it, I think that adds a level of what's difficult, because you then feel like you're dealing with it alone a lot, moving forward. And it's also hard because there's no set time frame. There's no set rules as to how you're supposed to feel and when it's supposed to get a little easier or any of that. So it's just days, it can be overwhelming. It can be defeating because something will trigger an emotional response and I'll be in tears. I don't know that there's been a day that I haven't cried over it at some point. I feel like it's happening less. I'm not doing it multiple times a day anymore, or my triggers are a little bit desensitized and I'm getting a little bit closer to not having that. But there are days that sadness just is overwhelming, and the fact that I feel like I then question myself, like, because of anxiety, you know, should I still be feeling this way? Like, why am I not getting better? Um, People are going to judge me if I'm still upset. People aren't going to understand me. Like, all those questions start going in my brain. And that is something that I talked about in therapy and having a hard time with. And basically, it's just you have to let your body and your mind heal. And it doesn't matter if somebody thinks you're dramatic. It doesn't matter if somebody doesn't understand you. You can't help how you're feeling. You can't help your emotional response to certain things. So you just have to let your, you know, you don't want to be drowning in it, but you surf those waves essentially. As they hit you, you deal with it in the moment and move on. And eventually those things will come further and further in between. Your emotional response with it will be different. And for me, I'm one of those people, I just want it fixed, and I want it fixed now. I don't want to be sad every day. I don't want to cry every day. But it is just a challenge. And just like everything else, I'm sharing it with you guys. I'm being vulnerable about it, but it's hard. And there are days I hate feeling that way. And there are days I'm embarrassed that I feel that way. Embarrassed that I let the sadness win or the anxiety win. I hate when my system gets overwhelmed and I don't realize it. And I do so much better at those things so much of the time. But it's so hard some days. And I'm so sad some days. And I'm so confused some days on what the next step is or how I work on getting this more under control in my brain. But I just want everybody to know, like, it doesn't matter how long it takes you. It doesn't matter how long you feel this way. As long as you're working through it and working towards, you know, whatever your goal is, and you've got this, and it's hard, but you can get through it. You just got to do the work. And some days it's impossible, and other days you make great steps. So don't ever feel alone. Don't ever feel like you can't do it. Even in the moment, realize it's going to pass. But it's hard when you're in it sometimes to keep that thought in your head. Sorry, guys. I did not think I was going to cry today. I was not prepared. But yeah. So that's all I have. I guess I feel like this was a lot of rambling today, but again, I've always tried to be really transparent and really just share my journey the whole way through. So I don't want it always to seem like, oh, this is, you know, this is how I felt, but this is how I dealt with it. No, I'm great. Because that's not real life, and that's not how I am. You know, some weeks just suck. Some weeks it's just a struggle. You know, I had a swap to film for that is on Mother's Day, and I'm usually so excited about that. And once I started filming, I got really into it, but I'm not gonna lie, it was so hard to get myself motivated because I just didn't want to do anything at all. I was so tired. I didn't want to do housework. I just wanted to, like, just watch TV and be a bum. But if you do keep putting one foot in front of the other, and you do accomplish your goals during the days, and you keep doing those things, it does help, and it will get you out of your funk eventually. But yeah, sorry that this was kind of rambling all over the place video, but last week was really tough for me. I really struggled. I really dealt with a lot internally that I didn't even, like I said, sometimes I don't even realize what's going on inside until it gets to a certain point. But just like everything else, it passes. You get through it. Talk to somebody. Therapy is wonderful. Yeah, just keep moving forward, you guys. I'm right there with you. It's not always easy, but I hope everybody has a great week. Let's go into this positive. Let's have a great week. And I will see you guys this weekend with, I think is going to be some a mini gym shore unboxing. I'm pretty sure. I'm also going to have some small shop stuff coming up soon. And then, of course, I'll be back on Monday with Mental Health Monday again. Alright guys, if you haven't already, please consider hitting subscribe down below. It would really mean the world to me. I'm getting so close to 200, you guys, which is mind-blowing. I never thought I would get even close to that. So thank you all so much who have subscribed already. If you do subscribe, turn on the little bell notification so you'll be alerted every time I post new content. And if you're not already, also shoot over and follow me on Instagram. I'm posting a lot more over there and trying to engage a little bit there too. And I will put my Instagram down below as well as the DCL anxiety page. All right, guys, have a great week. I'll see you next time. Bye.